For months, tens of thousands of farmers have taken to the streets in India. Protests have at times been violent. More than 200 farmers have died. They began after the government introduced 3 new laws aimed at liberalizing trade. Protesters, largely Sikh, are worried about their livelihood, what will happen to government-controlled markets, and minimum price guarantees. Those aren't mentioned in the new laws.
To take away parts of that safety net in the absence of other formal safety nets and insurance mechanisms, I think is deeply flawed.
It's really disheartening and hard to watch being here, but the most inspiring act is them staying where they are, and they have said they're not leaving.
Indo-Canadians have been protesting daily too.
This is about both the safety of the farmers as well as repealing the laws. They're both equally important.
The Prime Minister has voiced his support for the farmers.
We've reached out through multiple means directly to the Indian authorities to highlight our concerns.
The Narendra Modi government, with which Canada has had rocky relations, isn't taking kindly to that. It sent a new note expressing concerns, asking Canada to investigate.
We have come across reports of threats and intimidation to some members of the Indian community in Canada.
With a large Sikh population in Canada, some feel Canadians don't have the full story. There are Indian farmers who aren't against the new laws.
I am from Chhattisgarh. We don't have even a single protest out there.
And some in Canada feel protests here have moved away from farm issues.
There is a religious divide between Hindus and Sikhs, which should not happen. This thing should stop. We want peace.
Sikh Canadians are a very important source of votes. They are concentrated in seat-rich areas in Greater Toronto and Vancouver. So it's really all about domestic politics. Very little, to be honest, to do with what's going on back in India.
But what all this means for Canadian farmers and exporters isn't clear.
So in the short run, we don't know, and that's terrible for Canadian exporters because uncertainty is always terrible for trade.
Economist Raji Jayaraman says if the laws come into force, it could mean good news in the longer term, with more room for exporters to enter a huge market. But amid unrest and uncertainty, nothing's clear. For now, the laws have been suspended under review by India's Supreme Court. Abigail Bimman, Global News, Ottawa.